What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss last night's fight night, Derek Lewis, Taliesin Teixeira, the entire card in its entirety. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly and help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it. Starting at the top, Derek Lewis knocks out Taliesin Teixeira in the very first round, made quick work. Made me a happy man. You know, I really went in there. Excuse me. I really went in there worried for Derek in that fight just because of, about 40 years old. His opponent's pretty fucking big. Had a lot of quick finishes on his record, but I wasn't sold yet. So I was totally on the Derek Lewis train going into this fight, hoping he was going to go out there and pull out a pretty big victory, and he did. He went out there and faked the eye poke or eye scratch or whatever to kind of draw Taliesin in. It worked, and made quick work of him. I mean, and what are you going to do? And there is some controversy on the finish, but I mean, you could see, dude, it looked like he went out a couple times on his way back up. And to me, I didn't think it was that quick of a finish at all, especially at heavyweight. That's kind of like at that weight class when you see guys take bombs like that by guys like Derek Lewis. I'm not going to argue too much on the stoppage, but it was a little strange just because he was getting up, he was starting to react, but the shot that put him out originally, put him down originally, you could tell his body language was off. His equilibrium was off. You could just see that. So I'm not really mad about the stoppage whatsoever. But big victory for Derek. And also going into this fight week, I was wanting him to win more and more, seeing the cockiness of Taliesin. It was growing at their face off. I was like, when Taliesin made Derek look at him, I was like, oh fuck, dude. I really want Derek to win now. Even more so. And then when they were doing the announcements of the fight, when they're in the octagon, the guy did not realize the danger that was in front of him. Just that simple. Way overconfident against the Knockout King. What's next for Derek? I don't know. There's not a lot going on at heavyweight at all. So I mean, he's fought everybody already. Obviously you cannot give him a title shot. Tired. Whew. Sorry guys, excuse me. Don't give him a title shot, but I don't know, whatever the fuck he wants to do. And as for Teixeira, it's his first loss against the Knockout King, right? So there's not a lot of negatives to take away from it. This is the first time that he's even been truly tested in his MMA career, 8-0 and such quick finishes. So it's a learning lesson. So hopefully he can go back humbled, come back rejuvenated, and start putting some work on some people, start from scratch, because he still has, he's a young guy, I think, 25 to 27 years old. So all the time in the world to grow, take some time off, learn from this, rebuild, get your confidence back, start from scratch, get yourself back into your winning ways. What are you going to do? Next up, Gabriel Bonfim defeats Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in robbery so far of, I know there's recency bias, but I want to say of the year. That was one of those where, Bonfim goes out, wins the first round, right? Fights his fight, puts on the pressure on Wonderboy, landing good strikes as well. And then in that second round, you see Wonderboy really just starting to just light Bonfim up. Head kicks, hurting him, wobbling him. And I think that was just the big difference maker in that fight, was just how many times Wonderboy almost had Bonfim done, especially in that second round. And then going into the third round, we saw more of the same thing. Now he had the cut on his shin. That was pretty nasty. Points towards Bonfim on that. But in that third round, I thought it was very clear that Wonderboy won that round as well. Hurt Bonfim several times. Made him just total chicken, doing the chicken dance. And then the judges just completely fucked Wonderboy, and they went for the passing of the torch. I was talking with my buddy A-Bomb about this, and there's so much of this. It's this bad judging is not an accident. You guys know this, right? There's a narrative that they're trying to fill, and when when they're in certain countries, or when there's a certain, like the 42-year-old Wonder Boy against the up-and-coming guy. Someone's in their ear telling them, hey, if this is a close fight, you're giving it to this motherfucker, and we're going to make it a split decision. Like, it happens so often, and it's so blatantly obvious that, like, it's just... Oh, man. I would love to be a judge, but then, like, I'm too selfish. I love doing this. I love talking about the sport so much. But I would love to be a judge, because that shit needs to be fixed. But at the same time, I think the crookedness is so embedded into it. To be a judge, you have, like, to be a judge, be a ref, right? I don't want to say ref, but specifically judging, I don't really think you have much of a choice, right? Especially if you get to that level. You have times where they throw in the Frank Triggs and the Chris Liebens, who are good judges. But fucking Christ, man. It's egregious. And you see it across all sports. You know what I mean? Because, like, and then once they admit that they made the wrong call, then you have to start going into the history books of all their calls, and then other things are going to start getting turned over, and everything else is going to be in question. So it's like they have to have their back in that sort of sense too, even when they're wrong. It makes sense, right? From their perspective. But Wonder Boy won that fight. Frustrating to see. 42 years old. I can't stop yawning. It's a long day. But 42 years old, still got it, clearly. And I think Bonfim at this point too, I hate to say exposed, because now you have the loss to Dalby in this fight, where he clearly, he got his hand raised, but he lost traction in victory. So I don't want to say exposed, but Wonder Boy looked good as ever, man, at 42 years old. That was fucking great to see. Great to see. Honestly, for Wonder Boy next, I'd like to see like a Leon Edwards fight. But maybe even, I know it's not going to happen. Like, I already know it's not going to happen, but I'd just like to see him and Ian Gary fight. I know it won't happen. Or maybe Carlos Prates. I think that'd be really cool. As for Bonfim, who cares? Like, whatever he does next, they're going to have to fucking, I guess maybe like a Prates. But whatever he does next, he has to do something big. Just that simple. Next up, Steve Garcia defeated Calvin Kattar. And just a rather dominant performance. You know, just fought his fight, moved forward the whole time. Looked fluid, looked strong, looked big. Just bullied Calvin Kattar for 3 rounds. Calvin landed some good shots at times, but was just honestly on his back foot. Always retreating, at times against the fence. And Steve was just able to fight his fight and looked really good. Looked younger, looked more confident. And what is this? Is it 6 now straight for Steve Garcia, or is it 5? But regardless, he's on a big win streak. I'd like to see Steve Garcia and LaRon Murphy next. I think that'd be a good fight. As for Calvin Kattar, I never like saying retirement. I don't. But, like, what are you going to do now at this point? You're 5 straight. And it showed in this fight. You looked every bit of 37. It's just, I'm a fan, so it's like I don't want to see him retire, but also I don't want to see him just like tarnish his career just because he wants to keep competing. Maybe start focusing up on the next generation of the guys over in the New England area. But tough loss for sure. And like another passing of the torch style of fight, but in this one the judges definitely like fucking got it right. Like Steve went out there and just fought a dominant victory over 3 rounds for sure. Next up, Nate Landwehr loses to my gosh, who the fuck did he fight? Morgan Charrer. Didn't have to take the glasses out. In a fight, man, where Nate was looking good, powerful, strong, landing the heavier, dirtier shots on Charrer, who just... It was exactly what I expected, a little bit of chaos, but I thought Nate was definitely thriving more in that chaos. And going into that 3rd round, Nate, like I remember like the last maybe 30 seconds of the 2nd round, you see the focus kind of go away from Nate. It's like he forgot how much danger he truly was in. And going into that third round, again, he marched forward with like no real like sense of danger or protecting himself, which ended up getting caught and getting knocked out by Morgan Schreier in that fight. You know, I think if he would have just stayed tight, you know, controlled his chaos a little better, it would have been a dominant victory for him in that fight. But he just lost focus. And Morgan, props, took full advantage of the moment and was able to find the finish in that fight. And for Nate now too, now he's kind of like bouncing back and forth with wins and losses. He's in good spirits. He made a post today on Instagram, which, you know, he should be. He fought a good fight, valiant fight, hometown crowd. It just, he lost focus there in the time where he needed to be the most dialed in as ever, right? And as for Morgan, big victory. It's something, a victory he needed after getting beat the way he did against Nathaniel Wood in his last fight. So big victory for Morgan Schreier. I think he got the bonus as well. Comeback victory. Curious to see what they're going to do with him next. I know Mohamed Naimov, I think he's fighting soon. I think win or lose, I think that would be a good opponent next for Morgan Schreier. Fuck else. Now I'm starting to forget who fought. It's so weird. Like, I study so much, but like in the moment, I'm like, what the fuck's fighting? Makes no sense. Vitor Petrino, that's right. Vitor Petrino submitted Austin Lane, moving up to heavyweight. I think was a smarter move. Didn't have to cut all that fucking weight. Still looked good. Still looked like in really good shape. Not as cut, obviously, but I thought still looked like a brick shit house in this fight. Imposed his physicality, even though he wasn't as big as Austin Lane. He was able to use that athleticism because Austin, former NFL player, a lot of athleticism for a heavyweight, but he's still like 6'6", 265. He's fucking massive. And then you got a guy like Vitor who's coming up from 205 and he doesn't have to cut that weight anymore. He was able to bring that explosiveness, that strength, and he was able to go out there and find the submission victory in the first round, and something that he needed. He really needed a fresh coat of paint, which he got with the new weight class, and then he really like threw on that second coat with the victory here against a guy like Austin Lane, who doesn't have the best UFC track record, but outside on the regional scene, he fucks a lot of guys up. It's just, he's so big, he's explosive, he just lacks the talent against these upper echelon heavyweight fighters. And in a division for that's like just lacking star power, it was a good move for Vitor Petrino to move up and kind of take that risk. It was a smart move, and it paid off. What's next for him? Maybe a Taliesin to Schreier fight. Maybe that would make a lot of sense, now that I think about it. Anyways, yeah. Next up, Justin Tafa got subbed by Marco Tukos. Is that his name? I don't know much about that guy. Tuco Tokos. Marco Tokos. Tuco Tokos. Where I didn't even really care for this fight. It was just kind of like a card filler. I think they were expecting a Justin Tafa knockout. But in the end, we still got some sort of stoppage victory. It just wasn't for Justin Tafa, nor was it a knockout. And Tuco went out there and just took advantage of the, now kind of like what Vitor did with going up a weight class. Tafa went down the weight class and tried to cut the weight. But, I don't know. Big victory. Stole the hype of Justin Tafa, for sure. So now the UFC, they're going to give him probably, a bigger opponent next after that. As for Tafa, like both Tafa brothers are kind of in a weird position. Both these guys were at one point like a shining star of brothers in the UFC, especially at heavyweight, but now find themselves in just like murky waters, uncharted territory for their careers. But yeah. Next up, Chris Curtis defeats Max Griffin in a close fight. Split decision. I didn't really agree with it. I thought Chris went out there and just won the fight, but nonetheless, Max fought. He was sharp. He was landing more volume. Now, that one kick that I saw, that was the low kick on Chris, that definitely looked legal. Like, I in the moment, I was like, ooh, shit. And then they showed the replay, and it looked pretty legal. So that was interesting. That was very interesting. That reminded me of when Dubois fought Usyk in boxing, and he got that body shot. That was a low blow. I don't know. But aside from that, Chris just was landing more powerful shots, moving forward, owning the octagon, and was just able to damage Max several times. Even though Max was landing clean counter strikes on Chris, because he was just moving forward, pressure. And Max was taking advantage of that a lot at times. It reminded me a lot when he fought Mike Perry way back in the day. And, but Chris, I mean, just would not be denied, kept moving forward. That chin was holding up. He was doing a lot better keeping his hands up, especially when it came coming out of his combinations. Definitely sharper when it came to protecting his chin. But getting his hand raised at 170 was cool to see. It looked like he was in good shape. I'd like to see what they do next with him at 170. It's going to be fun. There's a lot going on at welterweight. I mean, even at middleweight too, he can bounce back and forth. I'd like to see, Chris, if you see this, bud, because I know you're a sub. I know you're a subscriber. If you see this, stay at 170 if you can. Try and keep that weight down. I think it's just really a good home for you. I know cutting weight sucks, dude. It's not fucking fair. But I think that's going to be the right place for your home to be. I think your power and your athleticism and your explosiveness that you're bringing down from 185 is going to be really good. I think you have the speed to match those guys as well. As for Max, I mean, whatever he wants to do. I mean, he's a fun fighter. Clearly still has it. He makes it tough for anybody that he's any of his opposition. So whatever Max does, because I know he's, on the latter end of his career. But I want to see him compete still. So, I mean, whoever he fights next, I'm so fucking down. Because Max Griffin's a beast. He's fun to watch. Dirty, gritty fighter. Been around for a long time. So whatever he does next, I'm definitely here for. Next up, guys. Jake Matthews defeated Chidi and Njokuani. I mean, quick, decisive. Went out there, and it was chaos from the beginning. Fucking Chidi was landing nasty shots. Jake Matthews' chin was holding up. He got the pressure. He was able to end up just getting the back and got the standing rear naked choke like a minute in, where it was just absolute fucking chaos. Like, you don't want to say like game plan was thrown out the window, because these guys were definitely throwing like controlled technical chaos shots. It was wild from the beginning, but at the same time, you saw the skill. Like, these guys weren't just like head down fucking throwing shit. Like, there was definitely, it was controlled chaos is the best way that I can describe it. And Jake, who, I mean, honestly, man, this fucking guy is like a couple wins away from being a problem. And he even said he's the only guy to actually take Michael Morales and like fight a good fight with him, which he makes a great point, because nobody's really able to hang with him. And Jake's good, man. He's good good wrestling, good boxing, good kicks. He's big, he's strong, good chin. Just sometimes has off nights more consistently than some of the other elite guys. So with whatever, I think you got to give him somebody ranked, but between 12 and 15. I think that only makes sense, because a guy like Chidi, tough motherfucker. That is not an easy guy to fucking break that distance on. He's such a good kickboxer. Great Muay Thai, elbows, knees, clinch work, fucking phenomenal striker. So to actually even just break through that fire, to even get his back and take his back that quick, very impressive for Jake Matthews. And he's just someone you always have to watch out for. Someone you always have to watch out for. He's a fucking beast. And he's always getting better, and he's still young. I think he's younger than me. Fucking crazy. Always somebody we have to watch out for in the UFC is Jake Matthews. Next up, was it the Lauren Murphy fight? Yes, Lauren Murphy was defeated by Eduarda Mora in a fight where, I mean, most of the fight she was just getting pieced up. She was just way too slow. The age was there. The lack of athleticism was there. But you know what? What has gotten Lauren to this point in her career? She's a dog. She's gritty. She makes it a tough fight for anybody. She's always in it. You gotta finish her. You have to put her away. You just fucking have to, almost. Like, you have to, like, go out there and beat the shit out of her, because she's not gonna stop coming forward. She almost got that victory in the third round. Got that guillotine choke. And I mean, for a second there, I was like, man, she's got this. No fucking way. And Eduarda was able to get out, and she was gassed. Just gassed after that moment, too. And Lauren just... It was just probably a little too late, just tired, you know. That was her moment. She wasn't able to get it. But, you know, showed heart, grit, will, determination, even in defeat. Did not count herself out. Was always looking for that finish. And that is exactly why Lauren Murphy is always such a fan favorite. And she did retire. So whatever she does, you know, in her post MMA career, I hope she, you know, has the most success. Hopefully she goes out and coaches. And because she had a really, really fun and successful UFC career, even fighting for a title. But yeah, great performance. And as for Mora, you know, she looked good. She looked strong, fast, athletic. Just I wouldn't say lost focus. She just got caught in a moment, you know. And I thought, you know, in that moment, she was able to stay calm and fight the choke and survive and get the victory and get her hand raised. So, big win for Mora. Next up, Walter Walker submits. I can't fucking speak today, guys. Submits Kennedy Nzechukwu quickly, third heel hook in a row. Which, in my head, I thought Kennedy would have been able to keep Walker at bay, but I mean, the guy gave him no opportunity. I mean, just did not give a fuck through the worst technical takedown ever, but just didn't give up on it and just kept shooting. Was able to get him against the fence, get him to the ground, got into a really weird position, and got the fucking heel hook. I mean, quick work. Impressive. How many more can he get? Now he's got 3 heel hooks in a row. How many more can he get? I'm really curious. And as for Kennedy, too, like, it's one of those submissions where, like, you're happy it's quick. You're happy, like, hopefully there wasn't too much damage done to his ankle, because he can come back quickly, and, you know, especially at heavyweight, and kind of hopefully turn it around and get the victory, you know. Because those are scary submissions, but if it's not too bad, they can come back pretty quick, especially when it happens within a minute of a fight. At heavyweight, too. You have to go through a whole weight cut again. It's a good fight night card. Good. A lot of finishes. Exciting fights. A lot of fights. Next up, Mike Davis knocks out Mitch Ramirez in just a chaotic fight. Yeah, the first round where Mitch was fucking landing heat on Mike. I mean, just crazy left hooks, because Mike was just moving forward, and at first just wasn't moving his head very well. Mitch was catching him coming in with just nasty heavy shots that would probably put almost anybody else out. Mike got the fight to the ground, dominated the rest of the first round, most of it probably about 4 minutes that first round, maybe 3.5 minutes. Just took his back, had a lot of chokes, almost found a rear naked choke several times. Mitch was able to survive. Going into that second round, Mike, you could tell, obviously was labored from the body triangle. He was tired from fucking strangling Mitch the whole first round. Mitch started going out there, landing good shots again in that second round. Mike was looking really tired. But then you start seeing the difference, the levels between both guys. Where on the feet, yeah, Mitch had a lot of power. And he showed heart. He wanted to be there. He was looking for the finish. But you saw Mike was just so much more fluid. His footwork was better. His head movement was better. He was working it to the body. He was landing crisp shots every single time he was throwing, still moving forward. And just, that was just the difference in that fight. He was just better everywhere. It was that simple. But Mitch, he made a post talking about after the loss how it's hard. You know, he works so hard. He's come up now on L's his last 2 fights against really tough opponents, right? Given no favors, right? Mitch, if you do see this, bud, keep going. I know you said you got no choice. No, you don't have a choice. And you're that good, though. And I think that, yeah, you got finished in these 2 fights. But like you said, you fought some tough motherfuckers. And in a time where you're supposed to be growing, you're kind of like growing out of the job here, right? So hopefully they give you somebody who's less experienced and give you an opportunity to grow within the UFC. And if on the off chance that you do get a cut, right, this will give you an opportunity to just hit a regional scene, go out there and just fuck some dudes up, make quick work. What's his name? Who I'm thinking of? Nicholas Maximov. This year he's already fought like 6 times. He was cut by the UFC a couple years ago, had a catastrophic knee injury, didn't go his way, big prospect. But is now like racking up wins outside the UFC right now and just going and going and going. And that's what you need to do. Just go out there, get in your experience, get in some wins. If on the off chance that you do end up finding yourself outside the UFC after this fight, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that you will get another opportunity. And I think you're going to be okay, dude. From everything I've seen in that fight with Mike, I think you're going to be all right, bud. And just keep at it. Don't fucking quit. Because at the end of the day, bud, you have skills that will never be taken away from you. You can teach. And, yeah. You have something to fight for. Like, quite literally. So, Mitch, don't give up on this. Please don't. As for Mike Davis, big victory, man. Fucking needed it. Needed to come back. Looked good again. Yeah, you know, it's tough when you have guys who are as talented as Mike Davis who aren't really able to fight as consistently as he has wanted to. But he really went out there and fucking showed that he's still here. He's still dangerous. And that last fight was a fluke. And yeah, he has some things he needs to sharpen up and tighten up a little bit, but I think that honestly just comes with consistency within the octagon and performing. I think that's a real thing. I really do. But yeah, Mike, congratulations, bud. Big fight. I can't wait to see whatever they fucking put you up with next. Maybe go up to 170, though. I feel like that weight cut might be affecting you a little bit. Just saying. All right, guys, last but not least, Fatima Klein. She knocked out Melissa Martinez. That's right. I fucking missed it. I, looked away. But Fatima, man, I mean, because you don't see a lot of knockouts like that in women's MMA. They're just not, they're still kind of in the stone ages when it comes to the talent pool, right? So to see a card open up like that in early prelims with a big knockout, that's when you know you have somebody that you need to watch out for. So with a knockout like that, Fatima Klein, you really got my attention in this fight. That's because it just doesn't. Girls don't have that type of power. A, they don't have that type of power, and B, women have tough chins. Not from personal experience, but I'm saying they're harder. You see them. They're able to take punishment and damage more. At least I feel that way. So I feel like you have this double negative where the girls, they're not able to develop as much power to knock these girls out, but these other girls I think are also, they're tough. They're fucking tough. But 8-1, man, Fatima Klein, she lost to Jasmine Jasdavicius. That's fucking right. But no, sky's the limit, dude. She's showing good talent. 2 finishes in a row now. Don't remember the Dudikova fight. It was January 11th. It was moving around that time. But yeah, no. Sorry about that. Great event, guys. Fun event. Something we need. The UFC, doing their thing this year. They're doing what they got to do. And we've had some pretty fun events, I think, this year. Maybe 1 or 2 stinkers so far. And I mean, there's a lot of hate. I know nobody's going to agree with me on what I just said. But honestly, I think we have a lot of ungrateful fans out there. And I think we need to appreciate... Yeah, we don't really have the stars like we used to have within the UFC, the people we've grown to love, right? And why we watch it in the first place. And that is on the fighters, for sure. But I still think we're getting some good cards lately. A lot of fun cards. That's just my opinion, though. But guys, that's going to do it for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys have? Well, not what do you guys have. Like, what did you guys think of the event? And if you guys have even got this far and you are not a subscriber, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. But guys, that's going to do it for today. Mr. Mustache, MMA news out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.